So in the previous tutorial we looked at how to add an AKCP device to AKCCess Pro Server, and you can see that we still have that listed here in our Server Explorer window. In this tutorial we're going to have a look at how to add an IP camera to AKCCess Pro Server. So again, let's jump in and get started. So once again we need to make sure that we have the monitoring option selected, and now we need to move over from the Sensors tab to the Cameras tab. And once again we can add a camera by exactly the same way as we did in the first tutorial, where we can either right click here to add camera, we can go to the toolbar and we can select camera from the drop down list here, or we can go to the bottom and we can click add down here. So let's go ahead and do that, and now we can click add camera device. Now from this window we can choose to add the IP of the camera along with the username and password, and then also what you will need to do from this list here is select which brand of camera you have that you would like to add to AKCCess Pro Server. Another option that we can do is we can press the scan button at the bottom and we can type in the IP range from which we would like to scan, and the available cameras will show up in this list here. Fortunately for this one we actually know the IP address of the camera that we want to add, so let's go back and we're going to type in the IP of the camera, which is 10.1.5.246. we need to add in our username and also our password, and then from the drop down list we're going to select the model that we want to add. Ours is an OnVIF compatible camera, so we'll click this one here and we'll click add. It will take a moment for the software to find the camera and connect, and once it does you can see that the IP camera is now shown again in the Server Explorer window. So now that we've added our camera, we want to be able to view the camera that we've added. So how do we do that? Well, we need to twirl down the options here, and you can see that we have the camera right here listed in the Server Explorer window. In order to view it, all we're going to do is click and drag that camera onto the desktop. It will take a moment to connect, and once it does you can now see that we're receiving live images from that IP camera directly in our AKCCess Pro Server desktop. So one other thing that we're going to do now with the camera is we're just going to rename the camera. So let's go ahead over to the Server Explorer window. We're going to right click and we're going to press configure. Now this is going to bring up the dialog box here where it has our host name, IP, and the type of camera, and we can also change the name. So let's go ahead and we're just going to change that to ramp camera and click OK. Now that we've done that we can click this off, and you'll see that in the window over here it now changes to ramp camera and the camera attached to that configuration. So that's all there is to it for adding a camera. Very, very easy.